Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to let all the readers know that I have been listening to readings for a while, the last couple of months, and I have found that a lot of the readings have been very accurate to my story and what I'm going through. I have recently been going through a divorce with two sons in San Diego. My husband was arrested, and after his arrest, he decided to file for divorce without my knowledge of him doing this. He kind of maybe might have plotted a little. Yeah. Anyhow, when he was arrested, the police told me to speak with an investigator, and I never spoke with that investigator. And Christopher, husband, went behind my back and filed for divorce in a 10-year marriage. So within the divorce, I felt very much like it was very one-sided, where there was no compromise, and it was all his decision and what was happening and the way that he handled things. I ended up taking my children away because he wasn't taking very good care of them. And I have recently now seen the full picture and everything. Come to realize that there is a lot of dark energy, corruption, and just makes me very sad. I had nowhere to go in San Diego, and I had little money, not even enough, barely enough for a lawyer. So I went to a shelter, and then recently, in coming back, and trying to get back on my feet, I encountered someone who let me into their home. It was a friend of a friend, and I lived with him for about a year. I had no place to stay. I fell in love with him, and I felt there were many things that were not spoken of, and many things that I heard at the time. Within the apartment he lived, he had a few friends that would come over, family members. I believe he might have been possibly an investigator of some sort, because after I had taken my children, sometimes things like that happen. Anyhow, what I thought was very odd was, in coming to light in it, were the motives behind certain things and ways that people behaved within the circumstance of my environment. Just pure observation, that seemed odd, or just not like something that anybody would consider to be sometimes, I don't know, what's a word for it, acceptable behavior, or just, I don't know, can't describe it. Anyhow, he ended up going into the hospital. I visited him in the hospital for 5 days of last year. Every day. He wanted me there. There was no one else there visiting him. He had pneumonia, and I was his friends would come. They came maybe once or twice, and one of his people bullied me out of the hospital, and so I didn't come back again. That was on his birthday of last year. And then I visited him 2 days before Christmas at his place where I was living for a year. And his friend punched me in the face when I was going to check on him. I knocked on the door, and I was let in, and I was heading to the bedroom to see him, and he punched me right in the face. I was shocked at this 2 days before Christmas, just me checking on him to make sure he was okay. I believe these people were holding me from him for whatever reason, jealousy, other motives, who knows, right? I really don't know the full story. Still, seeking to find the truth in this, and what happened. So I left, and 2 neighbors helped me outside, and they got me out of harm's way. They heard me crying for help. The person who punched me ran away before police could get there, and I did not go back. And actually 3 months later, I went back just to see if he was there again, and he was not there. One of his friends was there. I haven't heard from him in 8 months, counting the days. Let's see, since December. It's almost been October, November, December, almost a year. And in all of the messages I've heard in the tarot readers, this is something I never really even used to listen to, but for some reason it's the only thing that's gotten me through this really challenging time without my children, and only see my kids on the weekends, and my husband not being reasonable in his divorce. I realized that there are a lot of hidden secrets from me that I have no idea what the true story is behind the motives of my naive reality of thinking that it was just a normal situation or a regular situation, where I was just seeing someone in a relationship. But I believe now that that might not be true. I believe there were other motives, and because I don't know what friend would punch someone in the face for going to check on them, and then him still not reaching out to see if I'm okay. I've tried emailing him and calling him. I'm telling you this story because I really feel like there is no justice in some of these actions that have been taken upon me. No communication, no understanding, no truth. And in being in the apartment, many times I told him I only wanted the truth and what was going on. I was never really given that. And I am really surprised that this much time has passed with no communication. And it makes me really sad to realize how deceitful people can be to people who wouldn't think that someone would do this to them, you know? That someone would not be honest in what was the true reality of the picture. And so, I just miss him, and I am really surprised at how much corruption there is here in San Diego. And I wrote a book about it. It's an expensive book because I didn't want everybody to know the whole story until I know, until someone reaches out to me. Maybe it'd be great if someone would reach out to me. Yeah, I'm looking at the whole picture. I am beginning to see more and more clearly each day. What it all looks like. And I guess I just wanted to share that message with you. And I think that all of the readers on here are amazing. And I look forward to being in a comfortable place where I'm not being judged or criticized or just it's caused me a lot of stress, pain, and anxiety to be away from my children. This is a legal nightmare. For realsies, like a legal nightmare. Something I've never even experienced before. But yeah, I am just amazed at the talent of the readers on the channel. I can't believe how amazing you guys are in picking up messages. I'm just bewildered by the whole. It is changed my lack of trust in people, which is really sad because I used to trust many people. Surrender now. Be playful. Anyhow. Thank you for listening. Blessings.